morning. Good morning. For a Thursday morning, let me just move this over here and we'll get going. Okay, so all right, I'm gonna share something with you guys this morning. I'm kind of surprised that so many people in network marketing actually don't do this. And it's something that I've personally done for probably, I don't know, probably 30 years. And even if you're in traditional sales, then you should be doing this. And if you're in sales, if you're in direct selling, network marketing, and you do any type of prospecting, which you should be doing if you're in any of those, and you're failing to do this, you're like literally leaving money on the table. So we're going to discuss that this morning for a little bit, and then I'm going to mosey on with the rest of my day. So, all right. So when you get to know somebody, when you meet somebody and you're in discovery mode, you're finding out, like, I'm not talking about somebody that you've known since kindergarten. I'm talking about somebody that you connected with on social media, you met at a party, you don't really know them yet. And through communication, you begin to discover things, kind of like a date, but we're not dating here. You know, you go out on a first date and you're getting to know each other and you're asking each other, where are you from? Where'd you go to school? Who's your favorite band? What do you like to do in your spare time? Whatever the questions are. And we want to remember the things that they shared with us. And I'm not going to quiz you guys. I'm not going to ask you who does this, who doesn't do this, but I know for a fact that it's the minority of people that actually do this. One of these days, I'm actually going to do another poll to my audience and figure out what the real numbers are. But I've already done it verbally on different Zooms and calls and other things that I've been on, and most people just don't do it. So I'm going to give it to you this morning in hopes that you'll actually make this part of your routine, that you'll make this part of what you do, because it's going to make you a better networker. It's going to make you appear, what is that mirror? Objects in the mirror may appear closer than they already are. It's going to make you appear smarter than you are. Now, I'm not saying you're not smart, but it will make you look smarter. It will actually make you look, because just by doing this, look like you actually care more than everybody else. And so there's two things that I'm going to break down for you this morning. One of them is, and again, like, we're in a networking business. Like, people, if you understand the premise of selling in general, people tend to do business with those that make them feel good. Those that, I like you, I'll give you my money in exchange for whatever. Nobody loves to give money to people they dislike. And it's not all about just going out and making friends. It's like, let me see how many friends that I can make. That's not a bad thing. But it is about showing people that you potentially may do business with in the future that you actually care. And so how can we show through our actions that we care, that we give a darn? Well, no human brain, and I'm really good with numbers. That's one thing I'm really good with. Like, I can remember phone numbers from like way back, like 40 years ago, which is insane. But no human brain is good enough to remember all the little things that we discovered through our engagements with our potential clients, our prospects. So instead, what do is I do two things. I'm going to kind of combine it with you. Okay. So it's a kind of a combination of a 1-2 punch, if you will. So hang on a second. I'm not going to take that at the moment. I'm on a live. So as you're getting to know somebody, like let's say I went to a meeting and I met somebody at a coffee shop. That's a fairly regular place where we might connect with somebody. And I'm sitting down, like I was meeting with a guy last fall, and we're just, I didn't bring a notepad. I just walked in and we were getting to know each other because he moved to my town. And through that conversation, I'm learning things about this guy. And I'm learning things like where he's from, what he's doing in business currently, what his interests are. Found out that he and I are both hardcore skiers, and a bunch of other things. The first thing I did when I walked into my car is I pulled my phone out, and I had his phone number in there, but I had nothing other than his name and his phone number. In the notes section, I put all the things that I wanted to remember about this guy in the notes section, because my brain ain't good enough to remember all the little things with all of the different, people I have in my phone. Like I got like 70, I don't know, over 7,000 people in my phone. And so there's no way I'm going to remember all that stuff. I mean, some of you guys, and this is another thing, you shouldn't do this anymore. You guys add people to your phone and it just says Bob or Susan or whatever the person's name is, a first name and a phone number. And as time you knew it. Like I'm going to put Bob in there and it just says Bob and then the phone number. A year from now, you're not going to remember who the hell Bob is. And you're like, who's Bob? And that ain't helping you out. Is that going to make a sale easier? It's not going to make a sale easier because you're going to have to, hey, Bob, this is Todd Falcone. Who are you? That probably won't work out well for you. Always good to get a last name. And I literally, if I'm sitting here, so I'm giving you the example of, okay, I'm sitting with somebody in person, which by the way is not a bad idea. And I'm mentally taking note while I'm sitting down with this person. And literally before it just goes in this ear and out the other ear, I'm immediately on my phone and I am like typing in the information under that contact record, all the important things that I wanted to remember for that conversation, because I can utilize that stuff in the future for potentially doing business with this guy. Maybe I know he has an interest in this, or he likes to do that, or he's a, college football fan of this team, whatever little things that I discovered. And I've taught about this extensively, but I'm just still boggled that there are so few people that actually do this. And you're losing money by not doing this. And I just don't you can tell me like in the comments if you feel like it. Why would, if I taught you this and I told you this would make you more money, this would make you more successful, tell me the reason why you wouldn't do it, or give me, I would love it. Somebody tell me why this is just a horrid idea. Like this is just Todd, you're giving me bad advice. This is terrible advice. I don't think you can come up with a reason why this would be terrible advice. Maybe you should do maybe a little pros and cons list, all the pros and all the cons, and see if you can come up with one con. I don't think you can. So I will take mental note when I'm sitting down with a person. Now, most of the time I do stuff on Zoom or I do stuff on a call. And some of you guys know this. I literally will log, and here it is. I will log every bit of business building activity in chronological order. This is a thing that I made for myself. I don't even sell these anymore, so sorry. But you can figure out how to do it yourself. Where, I've got the date, the name, the, phone number and email, comments, whatever notes that I want to have. And then at the end is like form of contact. Was it FB for Facebook, LI for LinkedIn, phone, text, whatever. And so as I'm communicating with you, and I do this all the time, I'm sitting there and I'm not going to show this to you, but I got pages and pages of, you can see pages and pages of notes in here on all. So you can see I'm not lying to you. This is all, actual reach out. I do this to this day. And I'm pretty good at keeping myself accountable. So when I'm talking to you, I'm taking notes, like the things that I want to remember. And then if I think I'm going to have a conversation with you again at some point in the future, and I don't have you in my contacts, I'm actually going to then add your name and phone number in my contacts. And then I'm going to take those notes and I'm going to put them into into a digital format. This is not hard. It's not a bunch of work. Might take me another 30 seconds to add you in there, if that, and it's well worth it. So, what it does is it totally separates you from people that you might be competing with in the marketplace. I'll never forget, I was with this guy, Brandon, and I was at a lunch. I was in Salt Lake City for a network marketing conference, and I happened to go to lunch with these guys. And there was a dude sitting next to me, and I'm like, I knew his first name was Brandon. I was like, hey, what's your last name? And he told me his last name. And immediately my brain went, I'm pretty sure I've talked to this guy before. And so I went into my phone and I looked up his name, and I had notes on this guy. And I was like, oh man, I said, dude, you and I spoke like in, I think it was funny. It was like, we spoke in like 1997 when you were with company X. And he's like, oh my gosh, like, yeah, how do you even remember that? I'm like, and I happen to be sitting next to the guy, and I just showed him, I'm like, I have notes on you. And he's like, oh my gosh, that's brilliant. And maybe it is brilliant. I don't know. But the reality is very few people do this. And so, if your birthday is coming up, I'll get a birthday reminder. I don't have to rely on Facebook for that. If I know that you, like my friend Bob this morning, I can't show you because my phone's right here. Hey, phone guys, on Instagram. So like, I would say 3 times a week, my buddy Bob, because he knows I love to ski, and it's the middle of summer, and he sent me a video this morning. He'll send me these little clips, and it's like a couple seconds, couple minutes of enjoyment for me. But Bob, it shows me that Bob cares and Bob knows me. It's just that little, like, I'll never, like, you want to create a situation for yourself where you're unforgettable, not easily forgotten. Like, oh, what was that guy's name? I can't remember his name. That's not going to be good for you in business. So this, like, I don't care how you log yourself, but anytime I do any kind of revenue producing activity, a call, a text, an email, Facebook message, a DM on Instagram, whatever, anytime I do something where I'm reaching out to grow my business, I log it. And so also this serves as kind of a backup, if you will. Like, God forbid something were to ever happen to my computer, got stolen, or it broke, I didn't save my data, I can recreate my database from, dozens and dozens of these things that I have. So look, guys, this is not hard. A lot of the things that we do in network marketing aren't that hard. And honestly, network marketing isn't that hard. We work hard, but from a technical standpoint, it's really not that challenging. I know you guys are like, wait a minute, you're lying, Falcone. It's hard for me. I get it. I've been there. I mean, all we do is we talk to people. That's it. We engage people in conversation about something cool that we like, and we share it with them. So look, from this point forward, you guys, every time you put somebody in your phone, put their first name and their last name, put whatever notes that you need to put in there, things that you want to remember about that person, whatever it is. I'm not saying that you sit down with a person and, prod them with 82 questions so you can fill up the notes inside your phone. But at the very least, just things that you learn. Is a person married? What's their spouse's name? Do they have kids? What is their kids' names? Where did they go to college? Where did they, what network marketing company did they start with? I don't know. Whatever you think is important. And I guarantee you're going to find that information useful. And then what I do, like, as time progresses, I'm not going to show you my phone because my phone is right here, but I have, I add to the notes, and if I talk to you today and, we had a conversation about something, I will put the date, whatever date today is, 8/6/25, and I will add whatever additional notes from that. And then if I talk to you on 9/4, September 4th, I will put additional notes from that. And so I literally have a record of all these conversations that I've had. And I've done this enough on stage and on Zooms where I know that most of you guys don't do this. So why are you not doing it? You're either not, you're probably not doing it because nobody taught this to you. I can't imagine that after having this short conversation with you that you think, oh, no, that's not important. I mean, if you're going to make a career here in network marketing, if this is going to be the thing that you do, even if you're not in network marketing, if you're in sales and you're doing traditional selling, it's just, I can't even think of a reason why you'd be like, no, that's dumb. I mean, and this thing goes with me everywhere I go. I'm leaving for the river property tomorrow. Bang, this will go in my backpack. And if I got a little break and I'm going to make some calls or do something, I probably won't because it's Carla's birthday this weekend. But it's nonetheless, it will come with me. And by the way, real quick before I finish up, I just turned back on this video series. It's a free video series that I produced just a little while ago. It's toddfalcone.com/go. I should charge for this because maybe people would pay more attention to it. Isn't that weird? You give something to somebody for free and they treat it like a piece of trash. Hopefully you don't treat this like a piece of trash, but it's an 11-part video series that outlines 11 of the biggest lessons that I've learned about being successful as an entrepreneur in the last 3+ decades. You guys are welcome to have it. I don't know how long. We'll probably have it turned on through the end of August. Then we'll probably turn it back off again. But if you want it, I deliver the videos to you daily, one a day for the next 11 days. And you're welcome to it. And it's not fluff. I mean, I could very, very easily charge for this, but I'm not. And you guys can have it for free if you want. toddfalcone.com/go. In fact, somebody last night, I did a Zoom for her and she's like, why are you not charging for this? I'm like, I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I'm not, but that's okay. All right. So I got calls to make. My phone rang in the middle of this. So yeah, take notes on people. Be a great records keeper. You'll make more money as a result of it. You'll remember things that most people forget. And just, it makes you look smarter and it actually shows that you care more. And the end result's going to be a more successful business. All right. Okay. I'm out and we'll see you on the flip side.